You know, Nathan, I just came back from Detroit where they actually airlifted, well, it looked like they airlifted the new Mustang GT500 onto the stage.
That thing is badass.
No, you're wrong, dude. Too little, too late.
Over 700 horsepower. We're talking about a beast. In fact, the rumor is it's going to be like 755 horsepower. That is monstrous considering how light it's going to be, how small it is compared to, say, oh, I don't know, a Hellcat and all that.
Yeah, let me think. How long ago did we test drive the Hellcat? Oh, it was like 3 years ago. 707 horsepower, and then the Red Eye, and then the Demon. The Mustang should have been out 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Too little, too late. I feel like they missed the boat. I feel like, dude, it won't be out for another 9 months. I mean, this is literally going to be a car that we're lucky to drive this year.
Well, you have to develop a vehicle. I mean, first of all, they had an all-new platform. Unlike the old one, which had a solid rear axle and was a heavier car, this one's a lighter car. It's got a ton of carbon fiber. It's got independent rear suspension. It's got all of this stuff that you have to develop and test and test and test in order to get it to a certain point. As such, yeah, it took a little bit of time.
No, you're wrong. You know what they did, Nathan? They built a Mustang, a Shelby Mustang, for the 1964 and a half generation. They should have built a Mustang for the current generation. We know this. We know that with 707 horsepower, we have a Hellcat, you cannot put that power down. There's no way, even with all the magic electronics, that power will never get to the ground. The Mustang should have been all electric, and it should have been all-wheel drive, not a relic from the dinosaur burning age of petroleum.
And I guess a little Jetson thing sticking out of the bottom and as it drives and flies through the sky? No, you're totally wrong. Dude, we're talking about a vehicle that has to compete with the ZL1, which is a badass car. It has to compete against
Dinosaur. Brontosaurus.
Brontosaurus. You own... he owns a freaking Hellcat. Okay, I understand that it took a little bit of extra time to do it, but by saying that it would have to be electric, well, actually they did hint about an electric Mustang.
A SEMA. But that GT500 Shelby should have been the electric all-wheel drive Mustang. If they had done that right, they would have put their marker down and they would have said, Tesla fans, go yourself. We've got a car that will not only eat Model S's and Model 3s, but it'll do it in an iconic brand with hundreds of millions of fans around the world. Instead, like I said, they built the T-Rex of Mustangs, which, I get, but you can't put the power down. It's going to be a track car, unlike the Demon, right? That's a drag strip car. This is going to be a track car where you can dial in as much downforce as you want. But it's not going to be the future. It's the past.
It is the future because it is covered with carbon fiber. First of all, real carbon fiber. Like the wheels, giant wheels, carbon fiber wheels. The suspension built up, giant Brembo brakes. Everything on that vehicle is high-tech by today's standards. I understand what you want. You want the future. The future. Like at a freaking auto show in 1963 when you were in high school. That's not going to happen. You're not going to get the Jetsons, dude. What you're going to get is a faster vehicle that's faster than anything else on the road. I guarantee you it's going to be faster than the old GT500 that it replaces, and it's going to be dominant. Absolutely dominant.
You know what I don't want? And I bet you within a year we'll see this. What I don't want is a video where you've got a drag strip where a Tesla in ludicrous mode just eats a Mustang GT Shelby for lunch, and it'll do it. A ludicrous mode Tesla will do it. You know that.
Yeah, it will. But not around a race track. See, you're talking drag racing. Drag racing is sure.
We saw that with the Demon, didn't we? We saw that. We saw that with the Demon. We're going to see it with this.
However, if you take a Hellcat Red Eye and you put it on a race track, a course, which we all agree is the best way to test a car, and then you take a Tesla and do the same thing, the Hellcat's going to be a faster vehicle, and that's currently why you don't see those cars, Teslas, out there beating the crap out of other vehicles on an SCCA circuit.
All right, let's talk about the transmission. 7-speed dual clutch.
Bang.
Who's doing dual clutches anymore? The Germans started it like 20 years ago, and they've even gone away from them because they're a pain in the ass in traffic.
But this is not a car for traffic.
They're a pain in the ass. They don't last. They're finicky. They've gone back to traditional torque converters. Okay. And where's the manual? Where's the freaking manual?
I agree, and I always want a manual. I agree about that. I have to agree, guys.
You like the little rotary dial, the little cute rotary dial?
No. But I do like the big fat paddle shifters, and the whole point about that, and you guys have been on my ass about this for years, is the fact that they are faster. When you're banging through the gears versus when you're shifting through the gears, you are faster. You are faster with a dual clutch when you are in performance mode, which is the whole point of the car.
So we knew from the GT experience, which is a DCT transaxle, that you get a lot of performance of taking a lot of torque and transferring it quickly on the track without having to, go through a shift that goes down for a clutch system and up again, or from a manual perspective, having the ability to press the clutch and shift. So we can do those shifts in less than 100 milliseconds.
So it's faster.
Way faster.
Performance. Traffic, sir, the traffic. You didn't buy the car to drive in traffic. If you bought one of these vehicles as a commuter, there's something seriously wrong with you.
Yeah, but I wager that while people buy them for the racetrack, they drive them in traffic.
A little bit.
A lot, dude.
A little bit.
A lot. They drive them a lot. That's how we drove it. Remember when we had the last one?
Well, yeah, that was a mistake and a half, wasn't it? How was your leg after that, by the way?
It hurt. Yeah, the manual clutch on that one was horrendous.
That was pretty awful. We did a long time ago, we did a video where we raced that car against me flying in a plane to, where did we go?
Aspen.
Aspen, that's right.
Yeah, and I drove it all the way to Aspen from here, and I could barely walk after I got it.
That was kind of a Top Gear wannabe video, but we really did try to make it good.
How fast do you think it's going to be? They haven't said, right?
No, they haven't said. It's going to be over 200 miles per hour. It's got to be. The old one was. This has got to be. Granted, it's not going to be like the Ford GT, okay? That thing's like, 216 miles per hour or something like that, but it's active aero and it's light and blah, 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 blah. This is going to be a car that has fast in the straightaways, but still sucks down to the track and handles around the corners and jets out of those corners with 700 and possibly 55 horsepower.
10 years ago I would have agreed with you, but that old paradigm is no longer working, right? I think people have moved on beyond traditional internal combustion engines, at least the younger generation, right? Like I said, this was a car that was designed for the Mustang lover from 1964 and a half. This is an ode to them, and I wish Ford had looked forward instead of backward. And I think that will be the high watermark for the Mustang.
It's the fastest Mustang ever, the most powerful. Not only is it the most powerful Mustang ever, it is the most powerful Ford ever.
You're right. It is the most powerful Ford ever.
That is freaking awesome.
But that's like saying, you've got the most powerful, that's kind of like saying you've got the most powerful flip phone when the whole world is now using smartphones.
Yeah, but retro's cool. So there you are, you're wrong. I think we could put a cherry on top of this by saying, Roman, I understand what you're trying to say. You're trying to be modern with this, but because you're trying to do this so desperately, you're so wrong. Because Ford has done something incredible. They've taken a car, which I didn't think they could squeeze any more performance out of, and they've gone up a serious level. The potential for this vehicle is immense, and the fact that this will be an SCCA killer I'm just looking forward to seeing this thing run.
No, you're wrong. They took it to 11, but Dodge had already done that 3 times before. They should have taken it to 20.
What do you guys think? Would you let us know in the comments below? I'm really curious about that.
Guys, thanks for watching. Remember, check out tflcar.com for more news, views, and of course, Nathan, you're completely wrong.
Oh, you were so wrong about this car.
See you guys next time. Ciao.
Bye.